Good, happy Thursday morning. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's get started. First up, Salem toddler accidentally run over by 7-year-old sister, police say. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9.
Maggie Hassan's priority is not the safety and welfare of the patients at New Hampshire Hospital. For months, we've tried to warn her that they didn't have adequate staffing to take care of those patients. As to the layoff of up to 460 people, if Maggie Hassan knew about it, she's corrupt. If she didn't know about it, she's inept. Maggie Hassan puts politics over people.
Caller states her 7-year-old daughter, I believe, ran over her 2-year-old daughter with the vehicle.
Salem police have released this 911 call made yesterday by the mother of 2 young children. Police say she had given her car keys to the oldest child, who was just 7 years old.
Apparently the mother had given the 7-year-old keys to go outside and start her vehicle, which was a 2003 Ford Focus. In doing so, when the girl started the vehicle, she was also able to somehow manipulate it into gear. Vehicle went into reverse, backing over the 2-year-old daughter who had followed the 7-year-old outside.
Salem police say it happened here at 75 South Policy Street, apartment number 1, around 6:30 Tuesday afternoon. Police say the mother of the children was inside when the toddler was run over, but ran into the parking lot when she heard the 7-year-old screaming for help.
Mother went outside, according to officers, as well as one of the neighbors. They were able to pick up the 2-year-old, and they also were able to call 911. The Salem Fire Department as well as the Salem Police Department responded.
Police say the car ran over the child's legs, causing some broken bones as well as injuries to her chin, scalp, and some bruising on the side of her body. She was ultimately med-flighted to Boston Children's Hospital with what are being called non-life-threatening injuries. Police say they are still investigating, adding this is something children should never be allowed to do.
They are inquisitive. It might be something that they ask their parents to do, but to let them go out there and do it unsupervised on a piece of equipment that is as heavy and as dangerous as a motor vehicle, it's just not good common sense.
Salem police say they are also working with the Division of Children, Youth, and Families on this investigation. Reporting live, I'm Andy Hirschberger, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Nathan Cameron talks with reporters about time lost at sea. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9.
My younger son at age 25 from a heroin addiction. Our whole family brought us to our knees when we lost him. What I would like my question answered from Maggie Hassan, why are our families and our people sending their loved ones out of this state to get the help they need? She didn't see it. She didn't see the full force of this, the people that we were losing. In my whole heart, she hasn't done her job, and that's how I feel about it.
Nathan Carmen spoke to ABC News about his 8 days lost at sea.
But I didn't know that we were sinking until we sank.
Carmen spoke to reporters from his home in Vernon, Vermont, back on dry land after being scooped up by a passing ship. The Coast Guard questioned the 22-year-old about how his boat took on water and sank during a fishing trip with his mother off the coast of Rhode Island. Nathan has Asperger's syndrome, a high-functioning form of autism. He told investigators he lost sight of his mother as he scrambled into a lifeboat.
I did see the life raft. I did not see or hear my mom. I was calling out to my mom.
His mother, 54-year-old Linda Carmen of Middletown, Connecticut, is presumed dead. And just hours before Nathan Carmen returned to shore, police in Vermont were seizing items from his home. A search warrant revealed he is under investigation for reckless endangerment resulting in a death. The warrant saying that the boat was in need of mechanical repair and that Nathan could have rendered his boat unsafe for operation. Nathan says he thought the boat was safe.
I would not have taken my mom out fishing with me had I not believed the boat was seaworthy.
And another twist to this story, Nathan was also a suspect in the 2013 murder of his grandfather, John Chocolos, a millionaire real estate developer who had a home in Chesterfield, New Hampshire. Nathan was the last person to see him alive. Nathan's mother inherited millions after Nathan's grandfather's death, and Nathan's own father defended him to reporters when asked if his son could have killed his grandfather and mother.
Most definitely not. They were the two most important people in his life.
And Nathan says he is devastated about the loss of his mother and says she would have wanted him.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Black man fatally shot by police pulled vapor device from pocket, not weapon, officials say. The object that a black man pulled from his pant pocket before being fatally shot by police in Southern California Tuesday afternoon was not a deadly weapon, but a vape smoking device, the El Cajoa Police Department said Wednesday evening. The medical examiner's office also identified the man as Alfred Aquan Algo, 38 of El Cajon. Protest erupted in El Cajon, located about 16 miles northeast of San Diego, following the shooting and continued into Wednesday evening. Police initially said Tuesday that it received a 911 call from the man's sister saying her brother was not acting like himself, according to the caller. He was walking in traffic, endangering himself and motorists, police said. 2 officers located the man, who was described as an African American in his 30s, behind a restaurant in the city, some 16 miles northeast of San Diego. Olongo refused multiple instructions to remove his hand from his pocket, which caused one officer to draw his firearm, police said. Olongo continued to ignore further commands and paced back and forth while officers tried talking to him, according to police. At one point, Olongo rapidly drew an object from his front pants pocket, placed both hands together, and extended them rapidly toward the officer, taking up what appeared to be a shooting sentence, police said Tuesday. That's when one officer deployed his taser and another one fired his gun several times, striking Olongo, according to police. Oil and other things you need to know about Thursday. Markets could see some month-end window dressing as the third quarter ticks away Thursday. There are a few economic reports, including weekly jobless claims, the final look at second quarter GDP, and the U.S. trade deficit, all at 8:30 a.m. Pending home sales are reported at 10 a.m. There are also earnings from Persco and Con Ingaro ahead of the opening bell, and Costco reports after the close. The Iraq housewife who cooked the heads of ISIS fighters. Let's take a listen to this video from CNN.
Wahida Muhammad counts all the times her house has been blown up. 2006, 2009, 2010, 3 cars in 2013, and 2014, she says. Describing herself as a housewife, Wahida, better known as Hanadi, took up arms and leads men into battle against ISIS and Al-Qaeda before that. 6 times they tried to assassinate me, she says. I have shrapnel in my head and legs. My ribs were broken, but all that didn't stop me from fighting. Her first and second husbands were killed in action, and ISIS killed her father and 3 brothers. This justifies, she says, the following. I fought them, she tells me, referring to ISIS. I beheaded them. I cooked their heads. I burned their bodies. Grisly photos from her Facebook page bear out her words. Her men showed me the machete they say they use. General Juma Ned heads combat operations in Salah ad-Din province. This is his explanation. She lost her brothers and husbands as martyrs, he says, so out of revenge, she formed her own force. Last week, Hanadi and her men took part in the battle to drive ISIS out of her native Shirgat. All ISIS left behind was booby traps and a few dead bodies. Many of the residents stayed put, or like Hanadi, joined the fighting. These boys recount the travails of life under ISIS. There was no food, no school, nothing, says one. They ruined us. If we lose Iraq again, says Hanadi, we'll lose it forever. In ways both tangible and intangible, this ravaged land has already lost itself. Ben Wiedemann, CNN, Shirgat, northern Iraq.
Okay, and there you go on that report. The Deerfield Fair begins today. The 140th Years of Agriculture Family Fun, New England's oldest family fair, starts today and kicks off at 8 a.m. It's located at 34 Stage Road, Deerfield, New Hampshire, 03037. $10 for adults. Children under 13 are free. 65 and older are $7 on Thursday and Friday. For more information, you can go to the Deerfield Fair website, and for directions, go there as well. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast, right here on the Riley King Network. I hope you all have a great rest of your Thursday. See you back here later on today. Goodbye, everyone.